Hello, hello. I'm trying to figure out why my hair always looks bad. Hi, everybody. RVDebs here. It is Saturday afternoon and live stream time. Who's gonna join me? Let me see if I can fluff my hair up. Well, whatever. Anybody out there? So I know Saturdays is a lot slower during the day to get a group, but it's easier for me right now. Hi, Mary. How are you? Thanks for coming in and saying hi. It is a beautiful day here where I live. Hi, Martha. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. Yeah. All right. Hi, Julie. Nice weather. Yeah, spring is in the air. It's going to be like, well, I think it's about 73, 74 here right now. It's going to get up there a little bit today, but we've had some beautiful days. This is the reason why people come to South Texas in the winter. Hello, JIR finishes. What do you finish, JIR? What did you finish? Yeah, happy Saturday. Yeah. I'm gonna let everybody kind of gather and give it a minute. I'm gonna ask a few questions and get some cool answers, I bet. Got my nails done. Just a regular French a France manicure. Create historic decorative paint finishes. Oh, okay. Because I always wondered why you called yourself that. Hello, Lauren. Welcome. Great to see you. I didn't tell you guys the other day, but I'm waiting for some more people to come in. Um, okay, so you can make like wood finishes and make it look. I get it. That's very cool. Hi, Denise. That's very cool. JIR. Yeah, old techniques to make finishes. That's pretty neat. I'll wave back to you, Lauren. Sally, good afternoon. I'm good today. Yeah, sinuses. So if I'm sniffing and stuff, that's what it is. Hi, two dog mom. I didn't tell you guys the other day on Wednesday evening. Wednesday during the day, and for some reason I didn't tell you. I was outside walking Lily for a walk, and when I came back to right where my area is, hello, Glasgow. I am on early. On Saturdays, I'm trying to do the noon to one, something like that. Just for a change. Anyway, I was walking back with Lily and I tripped right in front of my house on I had it's so stupid, but I had moved because of the wind. I had closed up a lounge chair and I tripped on the lounge chair and went down on my knee. And the weird thing, well, the good thing is, I know, right? Nobody wants to fall. I couldn't get up. Um, Luckily, my neighbor, Leon, his name is, he was walking and he saw me fall. Now, Leon and I, we don't sit and talk and chat ever. We have gone out with him and his wife and friends, you know, sociable, but he's hard of hearing really bad, like to the point where he really doesn't hear very well. But he saw me fall, and that's perfect, Glasgow. Now 5 p.m. for you, great. And I like was like on my, I fell on my basically on my knees, and I guess a little bit of a bruise. Luckily, he came over and gave me a hand to help me up. I was having so much trouble. I was on my left knee trying to pull up, and I could not do it. I had to have something to hold on to, and he helped me plus another lounge chair so I could get up. But it's embarrassing. It is embarrassing. And my knee is scraped a little, but no damage, and I was okay. Thank God. Yeah, I didn't I wasn't all like I didn't really fall hard. I just sort of those shoes I wear are so bad. Yeah, Sally, it's freaky, especially when you can't get up. Hi, Deborah. I don't know. I guess I'm too heavy for my knee to lift me up. My right knee I kind of got up, but my left knee just I could not pull it off the ground. It finally did, but oh gosh. I wear these sandals, and I've been wearing the same type of sandals because they're so comfortable. But when they get a little bit older, and I need to get new ones, they're called dogs. They're so comfortable and cool, and I love them, but I need new ones because they wear out. Although this time I really don't think it was from a slick bottom because outside my house here there is they're outdoor mats that people buy for their RVs, like to so there's no dirt. And this one's been here a long time. I mean, my whole place, I can't move it if I tried. All I can do is keep it when it's windy. I have heavy stuff and it's nailed down, but I just caught it wrong, and it just took me down. I don't think I can buy them locally, Sally. I wish I could. They're DAWGS dogs and they're sandals. I don't have them right here, or I would show you, but I've been wearing them for years and I've fallen in different ones, not just these. I have fallen before in these. What happens is they're rubber and they maybe stick, and I just go forward. Hello. I don't know how you say your name. Is it Hua? That's very sweet of you. Thank you. Lauren, we have ice here, so we put lots of sand. Oh yeah, yeah, ice is even more scary. This shouldn't have happened. I need to lift my feet up and be more careful. I'm just glad I didn't really scuff myself up bad because it was like on this I don't know what you call it. It's like a plastic fabric that our people put out. And this one, I can't even change this one. It's under everything. I don't know what I'm going to do if I need to replace it. But yeah, so I need to buy some fresh sandals. And I know they're not the greatest for, walking and hiking. I don't do much walking and hiking, but they are comfy. And I need shoes that I can wear all day. These things do happen. So Glasgow, I just saw a cruise video, and they were in Glasgow. They said that Glasgow has the most rain out of all the places in England. Is that true? I don't know. I've never been to Europe, but I get to go a lot of places just by watching videos. Glasgow, Scotland, or is that England? Yeah, I've never, and I don't like closed-toed shoes. Although I do have some. but they're not as comfortable. Sandals are. Listen, I lived in Florida so long that in Florida you really don't maybe sneakers and some sandals. Yeah, that's what I meant. I mean, I got what you meant, fairy dust bare. I used to be barefoot all the time. I never go barefoot here. Good morning, Tart. No, here in this part of Texas where I live, I wouldn't go barefoot, but in Florida, I used to go barefoot a lot. They're not too expensive and they're comfortable, but again, be careful not to use them to where they're slick. They're good for a season. This is it's time. I never, Mary, that's a good point. I never go out now without my phone because if I was to fall or something happens, I've got to have a phone. That's for sure. Yeah. No, not at my age. I've got to be careful. And falling is one of my fears. Now, falling the way I did, really, I didn't fall like down the stairs. That's a fall. I just basically tripped and went down on my knees. But that's all it took, and my knees were very sore. You've broken 5 bones in your feet. I'm gonna knock on some wood, my desk. I've never broken anything. I'm supposedly have a hairline fracture of some sort in my ankle. And I was told that years ago, not years, well, years ago now, but I don't feel it. So, speaking of on your desk, what I'd like everybody to do is look at your desk and tell me what is the most important thing besides your laptop or your desktop. What do you have on your desk? What's important to you? I happen to have, besides all the stuff that make, computers, the headset, I always have my hair pick. I always keep my hot sauce, scissors, nose spray, hand washcloths. I mean, I've got a lot on my pills are always here. I'm laying in bed watching my tablet. That's okay. Coffee cup, gotta have a coffee cup. Gotta have my water. A bag of gift cards I still use, and my phone and tea mug. Yeah, we have to have something to drink. My vitamins. I always have lens cleaners because one of the things about my eyes that bothers me is that I got to keep the glasses clean. Oh, that's awful, fairy dust. I'm so sorry. Wow, 41 days is a long time. Hi, Eli, napkins and tissues. Yes, yes. I've got a box of tissues. I always have some paper towels that I've, you know, brought over so in case I need them. What else do I have here? A writing pad. Um, I've got a lot of stuff on my desk, probably more than I need. And of course, eye eye drops. Oh yeah, we got to have my eye drops, and I have to have my lip um gloss and several several lipsticks that I have handy. I'll sometimes trade them out. What do you think of that? Isn't that crazy? Hi, Christopher. Kleenex, lamp, ice drink, lime ice drink, Scrabble book, Scrabble game, pictures of your kids and grandkids. I don't have any pictures right here at all. I used to have my husband's picture, like I would just keep it in front of me. But I don't do that anymore. I don't know. Happy Saturday, Raymond. Right back to you. Hi, Cynthia Sunflowers. Talking about what's on our desk that we have to have that's always on our desk. I have to clean my desk like all the time because it's like everything. I eat here. I watch TV here. Oh yeah. Joby has a list of all passwords on the apps. Yeah, where do you keep? Oh, that's another thing. Do y'all keep your passwords like in a handwritten somewhere or what? I have mine on my phone. Yeah. Canadian 77. I use Bitwarden. It's free. Tart's got a candy bowl. I haven't got a password book. I haven't seen one of those. I have a program on my computer on my phone, and I put all these passwords on there. And they're yeah, yeah. Bitwarden saves your passwords. I have Google. It's a lot of times I'll go to a site and it's already there because it's on my list. Gail says she uses a phone directory. I don't even know what a phone directory is these days. Planner book, a password book for Linda Yu. Isn't it interesting that we have to have that now because there's so many passwords? I mean, I can't even tell you how many passwords I have because I have so many. Sally, when my husband died, he had not written any of his passwords down anywhere. Wow. So eventually had to give up getting into his computer. It was awful. Good lesson learned. That's a bummer. It really is. You know what happened to me when my husband died? I wasn't on his Bank of America. We, we were 50 when we met each other, and we got married at 55. This is the truth. So we kind of kept payment our checkbooks. Hey, Margie. And when he passed away, um, he only had, I think it was like $50, $49 something in his checkbook. And I took his our marriage license certificate, his death certificate, and my all of my, identification, and they would not let me have that $49. So to this day, 10 years later, they still have $49 in my husband's bank account that they would not give me. Is that crazy? I think it is. Hi, Connie Pritchard. Thanks, sweetie. If phone fails, you may need a password. And then well, hopefully the phone won't fail. But hi, Linda. Hi, Mama Wanderlust. Good to see you too. So what happens to the money, Sally? That 10,000, that's a lot of money. $50, I didn't do anything about it. But 10,000. It's like, how do you prove that that's your husband? If the death certificate and the marriage license and certificate isn't enough, well, what would be? Is that another ripoff that banking establishments can do is keep people that passed away's money and you can't get to it? Hi, Marilyn. Yeah, my mom and dad, when they were older, I everything was in all of our names, all three of us. And when my dad passed away, I could go to the bank and take care of business. And eventually be picked up by the law firm that specializes in this kind of debt for 30% fee. Connie, my husband has my account frozen when we divorced. The bank still has all the money in my account. Hundreds of. That's just crazy. Maryland says that they hold the money for a period of time and then they have to send it to the state as unclaimed property. You then apply to the state. Since you can prove you're his heir, they probably send it to you. Well, I couldn't prove it was my husband. Yeah, for 10 grand, I'd definitely get a lawyer. Oh my gosh. Mary says in Texas, the state comptroller will have a list of people's names who have unclaimed, just to let you all know. Thing is, though, it's a real hassle. They make it hard. That's what they do. Just a thought, though. I mean, like, how do you really close out someone's and the unclaimed property? Because I've looked on those. I still have to prove that I'm this person. He had a wife before me. For $49, I'm not going to worry about it. 10,000, however, yeah, I would be wanting it. Yeah, that's good, Raymond. Well, I was on when my dad and mom were older, we just put everything was in all three names, so that really helped. I know, but who's gonna now I'm not in Florida anymore, Maryland, and I did try. I went to the bank with all of my identification and marriage certificate, death certificate, pictures of us, and they did not want to give me that last $49, and I am not going to go after it. Forget it. But if it was a lot more, I would. I sure would. Where was his bank account? Yeah, that was in Florida. All right, Linda. So everything my husband and I always took care of the bills and knew where every penny was for I had. Well, that's good. Sally, that's smart for your kids. Because you don't know how, I mean, I don't have any kids. When I go, I really don't know what's going to happen to all my crap. There's a couple things that I would like to make sure, go either to my cousin or my best friend, but she's getting older too. I don't think it matters anymore. Yeah, that's smart, Maryland. Well, these are things you learn as time goes on, but my husband, I mean, I never even thought about his checking account really. I knew what, he had, but it was like $49 to close it. I just couldn't understand how they would not give it to me. I know. Nowadays, take care of yourself. Make sure your children or your husband or your best friend or your sister knows exactly it is on your account. And it has to be like that. But anyway, that's one of the questions I had. Okay. Here's a good question for everybody. If you could travel to any moment in history, where would you go? That's smart, Margie. Oh, that's wonderful, Raymond. I don't have any life insurance. I probably don't have. Really, my last wish is that I'm going to have to do this legally because when I pass away, my husband and my mom and dad are buried at the same place in Florida at the Veterans. I can't think of the name of the place in St. Petersburg. And I can be buried with my husband. They will put me in there and for free. That's where I would like to end up. And I hope that my wishes um, get taken care of, but who knows? Not the National Cemetery. No, it's the Bay Pines. I think it's called Bay Pines Veterans in St. Petersburg, Florida. Okay, let's get off that subject, right? Where, if you could go and travel anywhere back in history, where would you go? And you want to spread your ashes in Big Sur. Beautiful spot. I would go back to the early 80s and stay there. I am going to have to document that. All right, Gail says she'd go back to California 1940s, maybe. Canadian 77 would go back to the time of Christ and the apostles. Well, you would have, boy, you'd have no modern conveniences. Do you think you could handle that? Where would I go? Hi, Lynn. Connie said the 80s and the 70s. I can't go back that far. Yeah, I'm trying to think where I would want to go. If I could go, I mean, the 60s were a gas, the 60s and 70s. But I don't know if I'd go there. 20s, 30s, 40s, New York. Oh, that's a cool thing. I'd want to go back and meet Adam and Eve. Yeah, I have no interest in going to a world where there was no air conditioning. Just not a permanent trip. Just if you could go. Yeah, I don't. It doesn't say that. Let's see. If you could travel, so it's a vacation. If you could travel to any moment in history, where would you go? Any moment in history, you know? Jeff said forward 3065 to see what it's like. Yeah, I couldn't handle the no tech and no air conditioning. Adam and Eve were naked. I don't know, the 50s seemed to be a time of opportunity, you know? But I don't know, I would like to maybe go back to I don't even know. When I was younger, I wanted tech to advance. Now I'm like, it's good enough. No need to get any more high tech. Oh, and it's getting high tech now. Oh, Sally would like to go back to the Mexican Revolution times. Oh, I've always had central AC as a kid. My parents I remember because in my teens and early, we always had central air. That in California, Los Angeles, if you lived in a place, it had central air. And so I'm really accustomed to cool air. What else? I really can't think, if I could go back to any time in history, maybe I would go to England during the Beatles when they were still playing at the Cavern and being a teenager and just enjoying watching them. I don't know. Linda Yu says the 70s were great. I had my son, we're young, and we would do special Saturdays together, movies, Disneyland. Sally, thanks for reminding everybody. Please, yes, if you're enjoying having a place to come chat, give me a thumbs up. It really helps. Nick says, personally, I would like to get to know my grandfather who died before I was born. Nick, that's, one of the things that I would like to do is to have been able to know more about my grandmother and grandfather on both sides because I don't know much about them other than they were on the boat from Russia. That's all I know. We're about the place we're meeting a friend for lunch. Oh, have a lovely lunch, Margie. You have a really great day and say hi to Jeff. Okay, Fairy Dust has something good. One night of partying with the Rat Pack, including Marilyn Monroe in Vegas. Yeah, that would be fun. Oh, being in Vegas back in the 60s. I was there. That was a fun time in the 60s when the Rat Pack was playing at those casinos. Yeah, go back to meet family members that I never got a chance to really find out about. Um, I would even, for a moment in history, like to go back to the little town in Russia where my grandparents fled. I'd like to see it. I like to. I know, those are tough times too. I don't know if I really want to. If it's just a vacation, like we're talking just a moment in time. Yeah, I never got to know, my father's side hardly at all. I'd like to go back in time to the 60s, late 60s in San Francisco, California. Those were the times of the love generation, people wearing flowers in their hair and tie dyes and jeans that were belt bottoms, and everybody loved everybody. That would have been a fun time to go back to for a little while. Okay, let's see what another question looks like. Okay, this is an interesting question. What is the greatest achievement that humans have made? What is the greatest achievement that humans have made? Air conditioning. Air conditioning. Inventing AC. Joby says the toilet. Greatest achievements. Being able to build automobiles and drive. I remember be careful not to have my long skirt hit my chain of my bicycle. Flushable toilets. Mary Cooper says space travel. And we're in that now, aren't we? Yeah, in the 60s, I was just a kid, saving people stranded in space. That's for sure. And all the tech stuff that we have now, what an amazing achievement for humans. The telephone, being able to, you know, make movies and all that stuff is just wild. Medical research, modern technology. Amazing. The television. That sure changed things, didn't it? Hi, Pearl. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. We're just kind of throwing some questions out today. And this one that we're on is, what is the greatest achievement that humans have made? Language, learning to communicate, just being able to travel across the oceans. Having my son in Genesis. Hearing my air conditioning sounds weird. I wonder if they still have landlines, phones at home. Yeah, there's still landlines. There are. I don't I don't have one. And speaking of uh, a great achievement is the phone, the cell phone, the internet. Holy cow, the internet changed everything. Obtaining your CDL. Yes, that's an achievement. Linda uses we had one of those first TVs in our neighborhood and got a fridge after that, our ice box and ice delivered and phone without party lines. Those are all achievements. See, a lot of people still have landlines. You can get one, but I don't have one. Hello, Queen J. Hello, Debs. My name is Debs. Hi, Ace. So many wonderful achievements that humans have done. It's kind of remarkable. Let's see. Wow, this is a heavy one. This one says, how do you take care of your mental health? How do you take care of your mental health? Well, how do I take care of my mental health? I go sit and listen to the birds at the bird sanctuary. Um, I get lost on Second Life and relax. I now create music. You know, AI has a streaming, it's called Suno, and I've been making up songs and I love it. I love it. Connie says she goes to the woods and screams. Sally said I dance, stay engaged with the world, and get lost in my writing. Jovi, that's good. Avoiding toxic people. I like to do that too. Avoid sugar, alcohol, seed oils, dairy, and coffee, and doctors, drugs. Praying. All right. Peaceful to look and listen to nature. Yeah, I love nature too. I will literally just enjoy the sounds of the birds and the wind and or looking at the palm trees that are swaying. Watching Lily is fun. Trucking long drives helps my mental health. AI, yeah, there's programs now that it's very easy. You can come up with a few words that you want to have in your song, in a song. Maybe uh, anything you want to say, and then it creates music. And you pick jazz or soft rock or classical or opera or blues or rhythm and blues or like that kind of stuff. Have I been to the La Quinta Nature Reserve? Would you like to get together to go? I've never been. I don't even know where that is. Yeah, we should get together. We should get together, Sally. I don't do enough. I'd love to. Linda says she stays centers, don't drink or drugs, do healthy mind things, and mind the things which you watch and read. Lauren, when she wants to mental health day, she loves pizza, brownies, and rarely eat it. Yeah, you sound like you're very strict with yourself, Lauren. Yeah, AI is kind of fun. Well, let's do it. We need to go well. It's still cool. I know. I know. We only have another couple weeks before it starts to really get hot here. Hmm. Excuse me. What else, guy? So it's keeping our mental health, listening to music for me. I love music. And one of the reasons I love Second Life so much is that there's music and it's really good. And I love to go to the club with Dalton, and for 2 hours, I hear music in my ears. I mean, good music. Dude, your songs become hits. No, they're a hit with me. Actually, I've written over 30 songs and I thought, gosh, I don't play guitar anymore because my fingers don't do it. So I start writing all my songs out in this AI program and then you can program what kind of music, soft rock, woman's voice, uh guitar, whatever you want, and then it comes up with a completely new sound, and I love it. La Quinta is a hotel chain. Hi, Taz. Yes, on Saturdays, I'm trying to just do a noon to one little matinee afternoon thing. We have AC on here. There's no patience to set up SL. That's the easy part. The harder part about SL is that when you do join and it's free, you get an avatar, but the avatar is like the old classic avatar, and everybody knows that you're new. So the game starts off with how are you going to make your avatar look up to date, okay? And how do you move around? And there's help. There are places that you land that are made for new people. So, but there really is no setup. It's just matter of fact learning, and it's a game. They call it a game. It's if you're looking it up, it's a game. And there's a lot of games in the game. You know, it is a fun thing. Linda, I have great books, collections, all the movies, internet, always plenty of things to watch and read. Yeah, I don't watch a lot of movies. Once in a while, I'll watch a movie. Um, which just reminds me, I gotta watch The Bachelor. The Bachelor. That's the only show I've been watching. I watch videos all the time, and I like documentaries. I like to learn about things, and I love to watch people that are living on ships, living in RVs, living on going on trains, cruising across in sailboats. I really find that's relaxing to me too. It's not Minecraft, no. It's it's an alternate universe. Just like First Life has everything we have. Well, Second Life has everything only in I don't know how you say it. Excuse me. Um, every country is there. There's people from all over the world. There's all kinds of interests, music, games, sailing. If you want to fly a helicopter, I mean, you could do anything on Second Life. Yeah, it might take some practice. Camping videos, I like those too. Lawrence, I watch RV full timers. It's interesting if you live in the US, but in Canada, it's not really viable unless you live in lower BC. The weather wise, yeah. Uh, sorry. Pearl says when I first started trucking, my mentor was addicted to a program very similar to SL, and it was called Red Light District. Quite interesting, I must say. I've never heard of Red Light District, but there are other types of online, whatever you want to call it, um, types of like Second Life games. You like to watch people living in Alaska. I like to watch people that are doing something that I don't do, that I can't do, or that's out of reach. But I do like to watch things that I don't do. Like people that go skin diving, that dive under and show beautiful underwater. camera work and have families that live on the beach on the ocean. I mean, can you find a girlfriend? Yeah, well, you can find a girlfriend anywhere. There's a lot of nice people on Second Life. I mean, there's thousands and thousands every day. You live in Alaska. Yeah, I think of red light district as prostitutes. So I don't know what that game online is. Yeah, I have a boyfriend on Second Life. We're not going to meet in reality, but we sure are close, yeah, on Second Life. He's my online Second Life best friend and boyfriend. You can do anything you want to do. You can do anything on Second Life that you do on First Life, only you don't have to get dirty or clean up. You don't have to do anything. It's really very, very interesting anyway. If you're interested in looking at what Second Life is like, all I can say is on YouTube, if you put in Second Life, there's going to be tons of people that do put their Second Life characters on right on here. Enjoy your lunch, Maryland. See you on Wednesday. Yeah, Alaska is a very unique state, and I've never been, and so I do enjoy watching the people that live there or things like that. But I really love the islands. I love to see Europe. I like to watch people on a river cruise, people that live off grid, people that live in buses. I don't know, all kinds of things. I think almost every country has a red light district. What's Mexican lasagna? I can only imagine. Living on a cruise ship is what I would love to do if I had the money. I just saw Midlife Cruising is the name of a couple. Midlife Cruising. That's their channel. And they live on the Villa V Odyssey and they do videos and they do really good videos. And today they had a woman 94 years old. She's the oldest person that lives on the Odyssey, and she was so interesting. They did an interview. Hi, Jim. Joanne. I didn't know that was you, Joanne. Well, I hope you have a real good, safe flight. Sarasota is a beautiful place to be. My eyes are a little better, actually. They are feeling better now. I don't know if it's the thing I put on at night, the drips, the drops, probably. You find Second Life, all it is secondlife.com. That's all you got to remember. Just write it out, secondlife.com, all one word. And you can see. Yeah, where are you headed, Joanne? From Sarasota. It's nice that you're getting to do something. Um, there are, I think they do have a couple of pets. I know there's cats that live on this cruise ship. I'm not sure about dogs, but I know there's some cats. I wouldn't go anywhere without Lily. So, you know, but it seems like a great way to live. I mean, you know, they go to all these ports and they have all these people that are fun and enjoyable, and yet they have their own privacy, and you wake up and the air. I mean, how good could that be, really? This 94-year-old woman, she just loves it. And she's very bright. The people that are on the cruise living, they got money. How they can't go there and be broke. But, there's one woman that she lives full time on cruise ships, but she gets off the cruise ship and goes to another cruise ship like every whatever it is, 10 days, 6, 7 days, a week. I wouldn't want to unpack and pack and get used to this ship and then get off and go to another ship. I wouldn't want to do that. But um, the Odyssey would be a wonderful place to spend a few years. That's interesting, Sally. Women in Second Life. A lot of people on there and very interesting people. You know, it's you have to give it some time. It's not something you can just, okay, I'm on Second Life. You have to get on Second Life, check out where all the new people go, learn how to move, learn what's there, how to TP, teleport yourself. Yeah, get the Kindle edition, check it out. And if you see you want to go further, that's great. I mean, why not? It's free to check out. Well, not everybody wants to know about Second Life. So that's one of the things. I never know how to please everybody. I don't think you can please everybody, to be honest. Let me see if I've got something I can show you. Here's me dancing. Oops. And that's DJ Dalton on stage there. I guess that's all I did. Anyway, yeah, so and once you get into, Second Life and how to do it. Hi, Susan. Fantastic, Susan. I'm not doing trivia today. Maybe on Wednesday. I'm just enjoying sharing some stuff with you guys. And I'm Iz. Well, I've got some few minutes left. You can't wait to move out of Alaska. Where's your family and friends at? I really enjoy just learning new things. California. Oh, okay. I I don't know what I'm gonna make for supper tonight, to be honest, Mary. Um, I do have a hamburger patty that I bought at the Mexican grocery store, which I like. I don't know. I've got food though. TikTok moving Monday morning. What does that mean? What does that mean, Ms. TikTok moving Monday morning? I don't- Lauren says dinner is chicken sausage, mustard, yummy, and apple and lemon tea. I'd love to live in Oregon. I think I've never lived there, but I really love the place. TikTok, though. Why did you say TikTok? Meatloaf always is nice. Eastern Oregon, Western Oregon. It's turned into a trash heap, I'm told. You're told? Well, my friend lives in South Oregon. Okay, so it had nothing to do with with TikTok, the online thing. You're just moving fast. Well, I think it's fun. What do you mean? Yeah, I know. That's what I took Sally as TikTok online, but I think she just meant that the clock is ticking. I'm trying to follow you. Where are you moving to? Well, the way you wrote TikTok does for most of us, we're thinking the online thing. Right, TikTok. I think of TikTok online. So, Ms., what state are you moving to? Tamales for dinner. Well, we can sure get a lot of tamales here in my area. There's actually places, big places and drive-throughs for tamales. Yeah, Delia's. Delia's tamales are fabulous. I have had them. I've gone through the drive-through and gotten them too. I am not a big tamale fan. I'm not, but they have the best. It's like $10 for 10 of them, something like that. Virginia. Well, good. Congratulations and really good luck there. $12 for a dozen. Okay, I knew it was something like that. Yeah, I've bought a dozen before, and you eat about five or six of those babies easily. I know. Susan, that sounds like such an interesting life. You lived in Anchorage and Hawaii, two beautiful places that I've never been. Oh, that's nice, Sally, that you do that. Yeah, tamales are a big thing. In South Texas, you could eat a different different Mexican restaurant every single day and never go back to the same one. So, Sally, what's your favorite place for tacos? Drive-through tamales. And when you look at the list, there's all kinds of stuff they sell that inside. Cream cheese and jalapeno, shredded beef, you name it. Where's El Pato? Ta, whatever. Where's that one located? You're welcome, Ms. I think grocery prices are coming down a little bit. Is there one El Pato? Is that also on Conway? Someone told me there was like a place for tacos, and there's some everywhere you go they sell tacos, and it's not the hard shell tacos that y'all think. Everything's a taco here. They do excellent tacos. I think there's one real close to the Wells Fargo Bank. I've never gone there because I've never been like hungry to go there. But I need to try it out since that is the world's famous taco place here in the area. That's expensive for coffee. I buy Folgers Black Silk, and they're I think about $10 for a pretty big amount. But coffee's always been expensive, so the Italian place up here does Mexican, but I've never ordered. I had jalapeno poppers the other day, and they were great. I miss the taco trucks. Yeah, we have good Mexican food here because we are right. We might as well be in Mexico. Mexico's closer. It's right there. And the people here are so sweet. I really do like it here. I don't drink coffee. Of course you don't, Lauren. Yeah, and that doesn't sound good to me at all. Oh, we're different. We are different. But that's okay. We're allowed to be different. You're healthy. I'm not that healthy. I like to have coffee in the morning with half and half and a teaspoon of sugar. I used to live in Southern California myself. Hot lemonade. Okay. I'm sure it's good. I'm just like in the morning I have to have coffee. Even if I give up sugar and put stevia, I need coffee in the morning. Yeah, Mission. That's okay because there's not much in Palmview really. My nail place is in Palmview. Yep, I like good coffee. I love jalapeno poppers too. I like anything spicy. I love Asian food that's got the hot chili oil and all that. I never eat cheese whiz. I've never just never appealed to me squeezing it out of a can. T. Marie. I lived in Anchorage, Alaska in the 60s and was in the 64 earthquake. Oh yeah. I was in an earthquake in 1971, I think it was, in California. Connie, I knew you meant snack. Well, it's been fun. I hope you'll come back on Saturdays and join me. Give me a thumbs up if you haven't. I like celery with cream cheese and everything but the bagel seasoning on top, which is a really nice snack. I use that everything bagel seasoning on a lot of food. I slice tomatoes and put everything but the bagel seasoning on it. A little squeeze of lemon juice. Thanks for coming in, you guys. I hope you come back. He said to drink some coffee. The only time I was in Texas was in the 80s in Galveston. I did like my time there. I have visited 47 of our states and hope to get to the last three in a few years. I have never been overseas. I've never been overseas either. Mount Spur is about to blow up. Whoa. Be good humans. That's right. I don't want to take iron instead of coffee. Yeah, we all have to do our own thing. And if that makes you feel real good, being real healthy, Lauren, more power to you because I'm not like that. Check out La Quinta Nature Reserve and let's do this. Yeah, I wonder where's that located? Okay, that's close. All right, you guys, I'll see you all Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. Central. Please come back. I like cottage cheese. Thanks for coming. I appreciate you guys. Mwah. Peace out. I'll see you soon.